Can I find the recording on this anytime at all? No. Okay, this is recording and this is live. We are live. Okay, like, does Amazon, right? Does Amazon have some form of telepathic communication that when I am about to do something or I'm on a call, they want to buzz? I shit you not, I was just about to hit live and the buzz will. So I'm sorry if you're joining and I am 2 minutes late. The Amazon delivery guys decided to deliver just at the time of the live. This always happens. It always happens with my clients as well, and I don't know why it drives me insane. Anyway, welcome along to this episode, How to Lose Weight When You Are Feeling Stuck and Nothing's Working. Okay, when you're feeling stuck and nothing's working. Now, if you are an overwhelmed dieter, if you find that overwhelm is your thing, if you feel like you've been at the same thing or doing everything all at once and nothing's working, if you feel like you're in a plateau or a maintenance, nothing's working, this is going to be alive for you. So thank you so much for joining me. If you're watching this on live, give me a little wave, tell us where you're from. If you're watching this on replay, give me a little wave and say replay, so I know that you've joined along and that you are watching, so I don't need to hassle you and tell you to watch this video when I can see that you've already watched it. So hey, look, we all have been there, right? We've been there where nothing's changing, nothing seems to be moving, maybe the scales are not budging, or you just feel stuck and stagnant, right? Maybe you feel like you're doing all of the things and nothing's working, right? Maybe you're not doing anything at all and you're feeling overwhelmed. Okay, that seems to be the emotion of the week this week. I myself have felt the feeling of overwhelm. One of my clients has felt overwhelmed and personally messaged me. And then another one of my clients today in our group coaching call said that she's felt overwhelmed. So overwhelm seems to be a bit of a thing at the moment. Maybe January is catching up on us. Like, where the fuck did January go? Because I don't know. If anyone can catch it for me, that would be great. Maybe you've been like, have got a little to-do list that just keeps on checking up, right? Either way, it seems like overwhelm is the theme of the week at the moment. Even if you're not feeling overwhelmed and you just feel stuck and it feels like nothing's working, then this is going to be a great video for you guys. Maybe, okay, maybe you're stuck in analysis paralysis, right? Maybe you're stuck and you're like, oh, is this going to be the best diet to go on? Is this going to be the right thing for me? Maybe you're trying to figure out all of the recipes at once beforehand. Yeah, so let's dive into it. First of all, just a side note, no, I've not got glasses. I've got blue light blocking glasses because I've been having a lot of bad headaches recently because I've been on the computer quite a lot, creating some really freaking exciting things for you guys. However, that means staring at my computer screen all day, and I've been having a lot of headaches. Like, I woke up this morning with a headache as well. So I bought some blue light blocking glasses. After I bought them, my friend casually dropped in a conversation with me and said, "Hey, Bianca, you know you can turn the blue light off on your laptop." I was like, "Well, obviously not, but these glasses make me look cute, right?" I genuinely don't think they make me look cute, but I'm not here to validate myself right now. Oh my goodness, we've got a few people on the live. Sheila, hello. June, hello from Kentucky. Katie, hello. Hi guys. Lovely for you to join me. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you've got any questions, please pop them in the chat. This is your perfect opportunity to get coaching. These are what these trainings are for, right? If you need help, if you're stuck, jump in the chat. Maybe I'll remember at the end of the session to go back to the chat and have a look, because it's a different screen. Otherwise, I'll get distracted because, you know, ADD and all that lot, and adult ADHD, all of that lot. Right. Okay. Anyway, so getting back to my point, it can feel really frustrating and overwhelming okay, I need to stop saying that word. It can be really frustrating and upsetting and infuriating if you're really stuck and it feels like you're doing everything, or it feels like you've tried everything and nothing is working for you. And I understand that. And it feels like that you want to give up. It probably feels like you are so close to backing out and just saying, fuck it, throwing in the towel, right? Saying, I don't want to do this anymore. I can't be bothered with this. But first of all, before you go down that route, I want you to ask yourself, how important is your health? If your health is not important, if it doesn't matter to you, if you don't care whether you die in 10 years or 15 years, if having energy throughout the day isn't important to you, then it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. But it does matter if you want a longer life, if you want more energy, okay? So while you might feel stuck, please don't give up. Please don't back out, right? There is always an option to pivot. Just because you have gone down the route of something doesn't mean that you can't pivot slightly. Do you know how many times I've pivoted in my business, right? Because I felt stuck, because nothing was working. If I applied the mentality that I was about to apply and give up and pull the plug and jump out, I wouldn't be here right now receiving messages saying you have changed my life, and I wouldn't be changing people's lives. Okay. And so you have the ability to carry on and keep pushing yourself and pivot where necessary so you can have a longer, healthier, more energetic, clearer, joyful life as long as physically, humanely possible. Okay. So before you get into the doom and gloom and think, oh my God, nothing's working, I'm stuck, a lot of people will be scared to change what they're doing or pivot because they've been doing it so long. But again, if I didn't pivot in my business, if you don't pivot slightly, say pivot again one more time, Jesus Christ, if you don't slightly change the angle or something that you're doing in your health, and you kind of want to give up and you're scared about changing that thing because you've done it for so long, then you're not going to get anywhere. Is this making sense? Please tell me this is making sense, because I didn't make a huge amount of notes for today. I'm just going off on a whim today because overwhelm seems to be the thing of the thing this week, right? Okay. So I totally understand that it can feel frustrating. You can feel like you want to give up, but let's just pivot, okay? If you're feeling stuck and you feel like nothing is working, I've got some tips for you, okay? Before I go into the few tips, you know what's coming. You know what's coming. I'm going to tell you about, no, you don't know what's coming. I'm going to tell you about something really exciting. And I wasn't going to tell you guys. I wasn't going to tell you, but I'm going to announce it. I am releasing a members only platform area, which is, I can't believe I'm saying this. It's taken me at least a year and a half to create. I'm releasing a members only platform with a shit ton of content, a shit ton of coaching videos. You get group coaching calls. There's 2 group coaching calls a week at the moment. I'm probably going to add a third. And there is a bunch of recordings already in there. It's going to be a monthly, just a monthly fee, so like a subscription, and you can stay in or you can quit whenever you want and as long as you want, right? And there is already a shit ton of content. It walks you through step by step to reduce the overwhelm. It walks you through step by step exactly what I do with my one-to-one clients, right? We talk about everything and anything in video form. There's the same worksheets that I give my one-to-one clients, so you can apply everything that we're doing in person. Can't believe I wasn't supposed to tell anyone this, but I'm just getting too excited. So I am doing an introductory offer, which is 99 Great British pounds a month, which is 126 US dollars. After the first month, Bloom, which is the name of my members only platform, Bloom will increase to £120 or 152 or 153 US dollars. And that's a monthly payment. And again, you get group coaching calls as well. So we all jump on a group coaching call and you get the opportunity to be coached for a significant amount of time for however long it takes. So you still get that one-to-one coaching in a group setting. Anyway, so yeah, introductory offer, £99 a month or £126 a month. And then it will increase after the first month. So I guess for February, God, this is so unofficial and unprofessional. For February, for anyone who registers in February, you get it at the introductory offer. Anyway, let me carry on. I told you ADD is running wild today. Let's give you some tips, okay? So how do we get out of our way when we're feeling stuck and nothing is working? First of all, I want you to ask yourself, what are you actually doing? Like, what are you actually paying consistency? Because we often feel like we're doing everything and anything, but we're not actually doing it. It's like sporadic, right? Maybe every now and then we listen to whether we're hungry or not. Maybe every now and then we do a meal plan. It's not consistently every week. So first of all, if you're feeling stuck, we need to identify where you're stuck. We need to figure out the bottleneck, right? We need to figure out the bottleneck in your health and in your weight loss. So figure out, what are you actually doing? What are you not doing? This is going to help you get unstuck, because maybe there are some things that you need to be doing that you're not quite doing. Okay, what aren't you doing which you should be doing? And this is where it's going to take a little bit of compassion, but also realism. Okay, you've got to be real with yourself. If you're not real, if you're not honest, if you're not truthful with yourself, you will probably remain stuck, right? Because we often say, oh yeah, I'm doing that and I'm doing that and I'm doing that. But you need a moment to be realistic, right? This happens to me all the time. I'll be like, oh, why am I not going up on my weights at the gym? And then I need to ask myself, what am I not doing? What am I doing? Am I tracking my workouts? Yes. Am I looking at the reps and weight versus last week to this week before I pick up a weight? No. I'm saying an example of what happened today. Okay, so if I feel like I'm feeling stuck and I'm not going anywhere, I need to look at the reality and be honest with myself. Okay, stop trying to pull the wool over your eyes. It's not getting you results, right? You're not cheating or going anywhere. Now you need to ask, well, are your goals too far stretched? Are you trying to push yourself into a place that you are not quite yet ready to go into, right? As much as we like to 10x our goals, is what I talk about with my clients. We like to push ourselves. I show my clients how they can stretch themselves, but in a realistic way. Okay, so yes, we want to make goals. Yes, we want to push ourselves, but are you pushing yourself way too far? Are you pushing yourself too much? If you are going to feel static, right? You are going to feel like you're just hitting a dead end because your expectations are beyond your capacity at the moment. Okay, so are you expecting too much? This often comes into feeling stuck and feeling like nothing's working because you're trying to reach a goal that is not achievable, right? And again, this is what I work through with my clients. One of my most recent clients that signed up, she recently said, hey, I want to lose 40 pounds. I said, what are your goals? She said, I want to lose 40 pounds. And I went, not in 6 months, you're not. One, I am not an instant weight loss coach, right? I'm not going to tell you to restrict your calories, to count your food, to do any of that shit. What I do, which is very different to all weight loss programs, is help you lose weight sustainably, right? So is it realistic? No. Is it stretching you? Yes. But is it realistic? No. Right? And so we set a £1 a week target because that is a good sustainable diet. We set a £1 a week target instead of pushing her too far, that after a couple of weeks she's going to be like, I'm not even getting I'm not even getting like £5 a week. Now I just feel stuck. Now I just feel like I'm not going anywhere. I feel like this is not working. So do you see how your goals can be too far-fetched and therefore create that feeling of being stuck and like nothing's working? Because it's not, because you're trying to push too hard. Feeling stuck. I don't know why I didn't make fucking notes for today. Strip the overwhelm back. This is for you guys if you are feeling that feeling of overwhelm. Okay, you need to deal with overwhelm as an emotion. I do not have the time today on this call to explain how it works. This is something that I coach with my clients one-to-one. This is something that we did in the group coaching call today, but you need to deal with an emotion. Overwhelm is an emotion. It is not a truth, right? You are not overwhelmed. You are feeling overwhelmed. I want you to patronize the shit out of that feeling, right? Make yourself realize that that feeling is just a fleeting physical sensation. That's all it is. It don't mean shit about where you're at, doesn't mean shit about your capabilities or your abilities, but we make it mean something about our capabilities and abilities. Okay, so if you're feeling overwhelmed, maybe that's why you're stuck. Maybe that's why you feel like nothing's working, because you are in a state of paralysis because you are overwhelmed. First of all, you need to deal with the emotion. So understand what the emotion is, how it feels like, and how you can pass it. Again, this is something that I work through with my clients. So if you want to work through with this with me, feel free to reach out to me. Maybe we can do it in the free consult call. We can still work out how you can shift your emotions from a negative to a positive, right? Imagine if you were an emotional ninja and in 1 year's time you were able to like deflect a negative emotion in like 3 seconds because you took that call with me this year, right? Imagine how incredible you could be if you were a ninja at deflecting negative emotions. That would be cool. Anyway, so you need to deal with the emotion of overwhelm. And understand what you can handle, right? Figure out how you can handle what you've got on your plate. So let's say you need to change the food that you're consuming. Maybe you need to start planning more. Maybe you need to increase your sleep. Maybe you need to increase your stress. Oh, you need to add more water in, and you need to move more, right? Maybe this is all making you feel like you're overwhelmed. One, are you stretching too far in each of those? Strip it back, right? Strip every one of those back so they're just a little step at a time, right? This creates ease and security in your mind, which reduces that overwhelm. So strip it back to what you can handle. If you can just handle with creating a meal plan for a week and at a time until you can get used to that, then just do that, right? Don't change 100 fucking things at once and say you're overwhelmed. Of course you're overwhelmed because you're doing more than you can handle. So figure out what is going on, write it all out. This helps remarkably. Write it all out, delegate anything that you need to, outsource anything that you need to, and then date everything that you have. Like, when does this need to be done? When does that need to be done? And if it's continuous, like weight loss habits, strip it back so it's doable, right? If you can't do 5 things at once, but you know that you can do 4 things at once, and you can change 4 things, and you can be mindful of those 4 things every single day, then do those 4 things. Again, don't overstretch yourself. My fingers look really long. How weird. I hope this is making sense. If you're feeling stuck and like nothing's working, be honest with yourself. Yeah, be honest. Understand if you are stretching yourself, right? Take small pivots. Don't necessarily change everything. What you're doing might be the right thing. You just need to tweak something. Okay. And you know, I see this a lot with my clients as well. Sorry, I've talked a lot about my clients. I'm proud of them this week, right? I see a lot of things where they're saying that they're not a certain way, right? They're not feeling a certain way, and that this isn't working for me. This isn't working for me. Well, all it needs is a little tweak. a conversation that I had said today is all that dish needs is a little bit of seasoning, right? It's not that the dish that she made or the composition and how she put that dish together, it's not the problem with that. It's just the fact that she needed some paprika or some sort of seasoning, right? Pivot. Don't change everything at once. Pivot ever so slightly. I had a really good thing to tell you, and it's completely disappeared out of my mind. Come on, brain. Give me a second. It'll come back. It'll come back. Let me have a look at the chat. Let's see what's going on. The kids beckon, so I'm going to watch replay tonight. No problem, Katie. Thank you for coming still. Sign me up. I'm so excited. So glad you gave the secret away. June, are you officially going to be part of my members platform that I haven't actually technically launched or released yet? Whoops. I probably should have set up a sales link or something. Oh my God, June, I'm so glad to have you on board. Let's have a chat. Get that bloody chat in, woman. I know you can do it. Yeah, June, let's jump on a call. I know June's been, oh, you're still here. If anyone, sorry, if you guys are still here, me and June have been talking and she has been putting off this chat for a long time. No, she's a busy lady. She's a busy lady. Right, okay, anyway, sorry. I'm glad that you are signing up and I'm happy that June is coming on board. There is another point that I had and it was on the top of my tongue and I can't remember now. If you're feeling stuck and nothing's working, pivot, stretching too much, deal with overwhelm, join my program. I think that's, you know, plain and simple. If you are feeling like you are stuck and nothing's working, here's one, stick with me. If you feel like nothing's working, you feel like you're stuck, maybe you feel like you've tried everything, maybe you feel like you're in overwhelm, maybe you're doing all of these things, I want you to book the consultation call with me, because in the consultation call, and you asked the last 10 people that I've had a consult call with, we worked through, I gave them some tangible tips to walk away with, even though they did not sign up with me, right? That call is to help you get unstuck, to help you get into momentum by giving you tangible things that's not going to overwhelm you. I don't give people 10 things at once, right? If you come to me and you're like, okay, give me everything that I need to do, I'm not going to give you that, because that creates that overwhelm, that creates that not going anywhere, right? I need to give you steps that you can take in the right order. There's this thing in coaching that we say, the more change someone can handle, no, I've butchered that. The more change someone needs, the less they can handle. And I cannot tell you how incredibly powerful that is for a mindset shift on both my part and the coachee. I cannot tell you that. If you think that everything needs to change, you need to understand that not everything will be able to change, and you will only be able to handle smaller things in smaller handfuls, right? Some people, and I would say 90% of my male clients that I get, yes, I do get male clients. 90% of my male clients, they come in and they need that tangible thing. They just need it. And then they go off and then they freaking do it, right? Annoyingly, they go and do it. But for most people, they need it little bit by little bit. And hey, that's perfectly fine. If it takes you a year to get to somewhere that you want to get to, would you rather it take a year, or would you rather not get to that? Right? Have a think about that. So, guys, if you are stuck, you feel like nothing's working, get on a fucking call with me. That was aggressive. Get on a call with me and I will help you get unstuck, right? If you don't want coaching, fine. Keep joining up to the lives. That's totally fine, right? If you don't want coaching, totally fine. No pressure. But I want to help you get unstuck, okay? I want to. So DM me and just say call, or just say, hey, Bianca, I want that free consult call. Thanks. I want some help. And we will book that in. And if you would like to be part of the introductory offer for Bloom, my new coaching program, come and join me in June. And again, you will get an entire platform that is already preloaded. This is why it's taken me a year. Preloaded with content, with the same stuff that I work through with my clients, continuously going to be updating it for life, right? Unfortunately, that's just my job for life now. Monthly platform, and it also includes access to 2 weekly group coaching calls, which you will join and you will get one-to-one coaching with. Introductory offer is £99 or $126, and then it increases to £120 or 152 or $3 from there on. Okay, from probably February. Shit, I need to actually, yeah, now I need to create all this. Right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna start creating all this. I will see you later. Much love, and don't forget, I am here if you need me. Take care, guys.